Welcome back to The Lead. Continue with politics and our regular segment, Conflict of Interest Watch. The chief of the Office of Government Ethics has made it clear that he is not satisfied with President-elect Trump's proposal to try to separate himself in some way from his global business empire. But Walter Schaub's public comments may soon lead to him testifying before Congress. The Republican chairman of the House Oversight Committee, Jason Chaffetz, just basically threatened to investigate Schaub's office. He summoned him to answer questions from committee members. Let's bring in CNN's Cristina Alesci, who regularly covers Conflict of Interest Watch for us. Cristina, the Ethics Office obviously designed to prevent and resolve conflicts of interest. It says so under the mission page on the website. But Chaffetz says that the office has gone too far. How?
Look, Jake, let's just put it out there. It's political battles like this that can distract from the real issue, which is Donald Trump's potential conflicts of interest. Here's what's going on here. Walter Schaub, who heads the ethics office, is a civil servant. He's not a career politician, and they typically don't make statements to the press. But he broke with that tradition. He called Trump's plan to break away from his business, quote unquote, wholly inadequate. Why would a career civil servant take this dramatic step? Well, because Trump isn't divesting. He's not selling. Yes, the Trump organization won't do any new foreign deals. The new U.S. deals will face review from ethics lawyers. But when he takes office, Trump will know exactly what assets he owns, who his business partners are, and that leaves him open to criticism or even allegations that he's making policy decisions to line his own pockets, to enrich himself. So that is the chief problem here. And the ethics chief's decision to come out so harshly and slam Trump's plan did not sit well with Jason Chaffetz, who wrote a letter demanding that Staub appear in front of the Oversight Committee. This is from the letter itself, quote unquote, to help the committee understand how you perceive OGE's rule, among other things. Please make yourself available to a transcribed interview with the committee staff as soon as possible, but no later than January 31st. Like Staub doesn't have anything else to do before January 31st. He's pretty busy.
Let's put it out there, though. What are Democrats on the Oversight Committee saying? Are they with Chaffetz or are they with Schaub?
Look, the Democrats are playing into this fight. We just spoke to Congressman Connolly of Virginia, and he blasted Chaffetz.
I think it's really taking a double standard to a new level. This is the same chairman who promised oversight no matter who occupied the White House, and here he is backtracking profoundly and actually now trying to make an example out of the head of the Office of Government Ethics for doing his job.
Here's the danger, Jake. The politics, that is what makes Americans disengage from these important issues. There is, however, an important point of contention that we have to pay attention to between Democrats and Republicans. The Democrats want the hearing to happen in an open setting with cameras, and the Republicans want something more private, a transcribed interview, which is being billed as a meeting behind closed doors. Jake?
All right, Cristina Alesci, thank you so much.